President Obama calling for unity among Christians, Muslims, and Jews. How is that message being received? Joining me from Capitol Hill, Representative Carson, the Indiana lawmaker, just one of two Muslims in Congress. Good to see you again, sir. Thanks for joining me again today.
What a pleasure to be here. Thank you, Tony.
Well, Representative Carson, the president wanted to reset America's relationship with the Muslim world with this speech. How did he do?
Awesome. A+. The speech was phenomenal. The speech was right on time, Tony, and it is what Americans need to hear and the world needs to hear in terms of moving forward and healing some of the wounds that were created in the past 8 years.
Well, let me jump in very quickly and ask you to give me a key moment in the speech for you that leads you to that positive assessment.
You know, I love that the president acknowledged that Islam is a monotheistic faith, but he also acknowledged that Muslims are not a monolithic group. That is critically important to get away from our tendency as human beings to generalize and put people into boxes. He recognized that there are divisions within the Islamic faith and between Muslims, and he also addressed the misconceptions about Islam and how America, since America's inception, owes a great deal of debt to the Islamic religion.
So after this speech, I'm just sort of curious. It sounds like you thought that it was fair and balanced. I should ask it as a question. I'm wondering which side of the Palestinian-Israeli equation do you think is feeling the most pressure sort of to break from past approaches to seemingly this intractable problem of Mideast peace?
Well, the president was very firm with Israeli brothers and sisters about halting the expansion of the settlements. He was equally as firm with Palestinian brothers and sisters about activities there, particularly with Hamas. So in this situation, both sides are going to have to come to a solution. But it's powerful to have an objective critique come from the President of the United States with his experience and with his insight to help move this process forward.
Let me turn to a couple of personal questions here. I'm curious that the president talked about the September 11th attacks. How would you describe your life as an American Muslim in the days immediately after those attacks and even the years after those attacks?
Well, coming from law enforcement, the workplace was a different place. I can recall going to the range with some of my dear colleagues from different parts of the great state of Indiana who are still friends today. But there are some who replace the targets with pictures of Osama bin Laden and Muslim figures. And that caused a bit of discomfort for me as a Muslim in trying to clear any stereotypes that may have existed while trying to clear stereotypes that have existed as an African American. I had double duty on clearing stereotypes about both being a Muslim and an African American. So I love that the president is moving forward with bringing about the kind of dialogue.
You lead me to my next question. How much do you see life changing for Muslims in America moving forward with the election of, let's say it, Barack Hussein Obama, a man who is African, American, Christian, from a Muslim father?
Absolutely. I mean, you know, we're moving forward. Muslims have made great contributions. I was so pleased to see him mention my dear friend and colleague, Congressman Ellison, the first member of Congress who took his oath on the Quran, mentioning Muhammad Ali. We have a bill up to honor Muhammad Ali, giving him a Congressional Gold Medal. He recognizes that Muslims have made a great contribution from Imam W.D. Muhammad's community, Hamza Yusuf out on the West Coast, to even Judge David Shaheed out of Indianapolis. So Muslims are involved in all sectors of life in this country.
Okay, Representative Carson, thanks for your time the last couple of days. We appreciate
it. Always a pleasure. Thank you.
Next hour, you will hear from a Republican representative from Indiana. Congressman Mike Pence will join me live with his reaction to President Obama's speech to Muslims. That's noon Eastern right here in the CNN newsroom. But straight ahead, President Obama